taking a look at the Priest class in Project Epoch. And for any of you Smite Priest enjoyers out there, you won't want to miss this video, as the Project Epoch team has blessed thy class with support for this forgotten playstyle. Not only this, but there are additional changes, including the ability to create Holywater, swap racial spells, and more. Before we delve deep, be sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to Big Shit on YouTube. More Epoch content is in the pipeline and you definitely don't want to miss it. Thank you. So Project Epoch Priests. Priest is a class that, or one of the few classes that I actually play in Double Warcraft. Typically because I want to do some stupid hybrid disc Holy Smite PvP shenanigans, but it ends up not working out and I get too lazy to go through with it in the long run. But it looks like they're adding support, so let's dive into it. So they're adding Holywater to Priests. It's common for Priests to bless their allies with power or health. Holywater is a substance you hear about in various areas of Azeroth, so why not create your own? True, I guess. It kind of makes sense. With the new ability Bless Water, you can. Bless Water allows you to transform a refreshing spring water into a holy water item, which can be thrown to harm undead creatures. You can even trade this holy water to your allies. So it's basically like Stratholme holy water, but instead of having to go and farm stupid crates for holy water, you can just have a priest make it. And overall, I actually think this is kind of thematically, it makes sense, and it's I don't know, it's just cool. I have no complaints about this change. I'm sure it's going to be on the same timer, and if you really want to use holy water, you could always go farm those stupid boxes in Stratholme. I think people do that for Nax, but now you don't have to because you got an epic priest able to enchant the water for you. Next up, smite thy foes. A common request we have seen in the past is that some priests want to lean into their holy side and fight enemies without using shadow magic. Many talents have shuffled around and some spells have been adjusted to make the Smite Priest playstyle more viable. Based. Please note that this isn't considered a serious build for raid tuning, but you should now be able to hold your own and deal respectable damage. Most notably, it should be much easier to level up using this previously neglected playstyle. Good change. I don't know why, like, they have the ability Smite, which deals damage, and they had some talent support for it, but they never really went full-fledged with the support for Smite Priest, and I do think it's a different style of gameplay. It's more of like a, I know Shadow Priests have Vamp Embrace and the Mana Battery, but a Smite Priest can, since they're talented into the Holy Tree, they can throw more like the Renew is strong or something. They can throw more of the direct healing rather than just having the Vamp, the passive healing Vamp from their damage. So legendary change. It'll be interesting to see what kind of support they've added. So next up, racial abilities. With the addition of our racial knowledge, all priest abilities have been moved to this system, allowing you to swap them freely by choosing another race's list of racial abilities. In addition, Tauren and Gnome Priests have received their own new racial abilities. You can find all of these abilities below in the racial knowledge section. Where's the priest spell? Scum? Okay, so I've taken a little detour just so we can see this ahead of time since we're just talking about it. So the Tauren one is Anshi's Protection. Increase your resistance to all schools of magic by an amount equal to your level. 3% mana. So that's their racial. I don't know, is that even good or what? I don't know. Oh wait, they got Radiance as well. Tauren racial. Causes the target to emit harmful rays of light, dealing holy damage to the target and 56 holy damage up to $4-1 enemies around the target every 2 seconds for 16 seconds. So it's like a little AoE pulsation happening. So the main target takes 28 holy damage, and then all enemies around take 56 holy damage every 2 seconds for 16 seconds. So legendary. Wait, Chastise? Dwarves didn't have that before, did they? Chastise a target causing 278 holy damage and immobilizing them for up to 2 seconds. Only works against humanoids. Is that because I think Fear Ward has been moved to being a default priest spell for all priests, and then they've gotten Chastise as a replacement. Okay, so then Bedside Manor. Gnomes get greatly increased morale party members, giving them 283 mana every 5 seconds. That's like, is that like a mana tide totem? That seems kind of OP, I'm not gonna lie. It depends on how long the fights are, but if the fights are long, like that is OP. It's party members though. It's not, I don't know if it affects the whole raid, but still, like that's nothing to scoff at. Like your gnome priest could give the whole raid. What's that? I guess it's only about what, 700 mana? What's 730? That's still good. I don't know. 730 mana, like no one's complaining about that. Free mana in a raid fight. And then the gnomes also got medical practice. Increase your spirit by 10% of your intellect for 20 seconds. So it's like a cooldown. Gnome priests are kind of seeming, I don't know, man. Gnome priests kind of seeming epic. Is this new too? Well, we'll move back to this. And then raid wide effects across the board on Project Epoch. Blah blah blah. Yeah, so raid wide effects, prayer spirit, prayer fortune, prayer shadow protection are all raid wide.
And then, yeah, they're changing stuff. So we'll go to the spellbook. Discipline, we've got an updated Divine Spirit. I'm assuming that's being raid wide. Increased Spirit by 50 for 1800 seconds. This is increased Spirit by 30. So it's only a rank 4 Divine Spirit. And yeah, it's tuned down a bit. So instead of 40 on rank 4, it's 30. So it's a little bit of a nerf, but otherwise it's relatively similar. And I think there's a talent they've added to further improve Divine Spirit on top of like the already existing TBC talent. So yeah, next up, Massive Spell. They've updated it. Dispels magic in 15-yard radius, removing one harmful spell from each friendly target and one beneficial spell from each enemy target. Affects a maximum of 10 friendly targets and 10 enemy targets. This spell is potent enough to remove magic effects that are normally undispellable. It is no cooldown, but it costs 33% of your mana. Damn. Okay, so 15 yards, one harmful spell, 15 yards, one harmful spell. I'm not sure, it seems the same, but Massive Spell seems to be coming from a class quest and does not display on the trainers. But other than that, it seems to be the same as the TBC iteration. But yeah, Epoch Priests have Massive Spell. And then Prayer of Fortitude. I'm assuming it's just a stam nerf reduction to compensate for it being vanilla WoW, and it's also, instead of party wide, it buffs the whole raid with Fortitude, and similar to that, Prayer Spirit is the same shit. So next up, Holy. Binding Heal. Heals a friendly target and the caster for 754, low threat. Yeah, it's like most of this stuff is just going to be a reduction. So rank 1 Binding Heal is 754, and at level 54, here it's level 64 and it heals for a lot more, but obviously there's less health because it's not TBC. Holy Fire has been updated. So rank 8 Holy Fire. Consumes an enemy in holy flames that cause 375 to 470 holy damage, an additional 145 holy damage over 10 seconds. Project Epoch. So it causes 390 holy damage, which is up from 375, but this is a higher top end. I don't know what the top end on this is, or if it's just always 390 and they've removed the variability of the DPS damage arena, but and then 320 holy damage over 16 seconds. So in TBC, it's 145 holy damage over 10 seconds. So in Epoch, you basically are dealing nearly double the damage with the Holy Fire dot, and you don't have to reapply it as much. So it'll be nice to Bite and Blast a big Holy Fire, put a 16-second dot on them, and then you can start spamming smites, and you don't have to worry about applying your Holy Fire dot for another 16 seconds. So nice change. Next change here, Lightwell. So we'll compare Lightwell to rank 3 Lightwell. So in TBC, creates a Lightwell. Members of your raid or party can click the Lightwell to restore 1600 health. Come on, 1599. Like, just make it 1600. Like, what is that? Anyway, over 6 seconds, any direct damage taken will cancel the effect. Each member can only use this Lightwell once. So 1599 here. Okay, well, they just kept it. That's why. Well, okay, so now it's I can't be mad at Epoch. I have to be mad at Blizzard. Like, are they trying to sell us something with like the psychology of lower number? Like, just fucking make it 1600. Fuck. Any damage taken will cancel the effect. In Epoch, it's blurry for you guys, but I don't care because it'll be higher quality later and we'll go over it again. But each member can only use the Lightwell once. It'll last 180 seconds. So yeah, they've reworked Lightwell to make it so one guy can't just accidentally spam click the entire Lightwell in like one go when he's panicking. You can only consume one charge, so that was a big problem with Lightwell. If people used it right, it was actually so OP, but the problem was everyone fucking sucks. They just suck at using it, so it ended up being almost useless to have. And now they've made it easier for people to use the ability. Next up, Prayer of Mending. This is the bouncy spell. This is actually a pretty fun spell to use. Place a spell on the target that heals them for 500 the next time they take damage. When the heal occurs, the Prayer of Mending bounces. And why do I keep closing this? Okay, so Prayer of Mending. In TBC, it is 800 per bounce. Epoch, it is 500 per bounce. So yeah, because Prayer of Mending's already good. And most, like, any changes you see to the heals are going to be... There's a high likelihood that it's going to be the number or like how much it heals due to the fact that, as I've said 5,000 times now, it's vanilla health relatively and not insane TBC health pools. And then updated Smite. Smite an enemy for 387 holy damage. Let's see Smite. What's rank 8 Smite? So Epoch Smite deals 387. Maybe it's there's talent buffs to it, I think. There's like a updated talent tree, so maybe it's related to that, but it looks 245 mana. 280 mana, so the mana cost is cheaper, but I don't see anything. Just make sure I'm on rank 8 here. Yeah, I'm on rank 8. Yeah, I don't see a cast time. Maybe the cast time has been increased. Let's see. It's always good to just search it into the Epoch Discord. Yep. It just seems like it's the mana cost, so, and the talents that support the Smite Priest gameplay. So moving on, Shadow. We've got the updated Prayer of Shadow Prot, so it's raid wide instead of party wide. You don't have to use it 5 times, just use it once. And then Shadow Fiend. I don't know why this is updated. What's updated about Shadow Fiend? Because Shadow Fiend is in TBC. Is it just updated because they've added it to vanilla, even though we already know it's TBC class? Well, they don't have Vampiric Touch updated, and Vampiric Touch is, what did they change about Shadow Fiend? Creates a Shadowy Fiend to attack the target. Cast receives mana when the Shadow Fiend deals damage. Apparently on the betas, the Shadow Fiend was getting buffs from the raid, like the attack power and other various buffs that were given to the whole raid. The Shadow Fiend was benefiting from them, so allegedly, this is alleged now, the Shadow Fiend was extremely OP. And apparently, I'm seeing someone saying, I read Shadow Fiend, it says updated on the site, but the text is the same. I think it was increased. Oh, it says updated because it's a backported spell. Spells that didn't exist pre-60 all have that tag. And apparently it gives a little bit more mana back. I'm not sure. But it seems like it's being buffed by Heroism and Bloodlust now as well, which is going to be big. Popping a big juicy Shadow Fiend while you're in the Lust phase. I actually think, I want to play Warrior, but Priest is kind of looking juicy, I'm not going to lie. So maybe it'll be a Priest angle. But other than that, yeah, Shadow hasn't really had many changes because in TBC, I think Shadow Priest is actually one of the most well-designed specs. It's like, it's perfect. It doesn't do, it does good damage, but it's not absurdly OP. It has amazing utility with the Vampiric Touch mana battery for your party, as well as extra like raid sustenance with Vampiric Embrace, and on top of that you have the Shadow Fiend for mana back. Like, it's, I don't know, Shadow Priest was already well designed. And then racial knowledge, so we'll go over this, even though we know Anchi's, we know Bedside Manor, Medical Practice, and Radiance, but it seems like most of the other ones are relatively the same. Chastise for dwarfs, as we said. This is standard stuff. Desperate Prayers, been in vanilla. Hexa Weakness, vanilla. I think this one's new. The priest becomes surrounded with anti-magic energy. Any successful spell casting against the priest will burn 105 of the attacker's mana, causing 1 shadow damage for each. So this is like almost, that's like an anti-spellcaster PvP talent almost. So human shadow priests, or even human priests in general, look out. You're going to be spamming like arcane missiles on them when they go LOS or fire blast or instant casts. You're going to be getting your mana burnt and you're going to be taking damage. So based. Now to the talents. Okay, somehow my layout manages to get more and more scuffed each time, but we have everything up that we need to be able to see. So starting out on the right, the reason Shadow isn't included is because there's literally not even a section for Shadow Priests. There's no changes to their talent tree at all, like legit nothing. But we'll start out in the discipline tree since we read the Roman alphabet and we read left to right like Chads do. So improved inner fire is the first talent update, and if we veer our sweet eyes down to here, improved inner fire. So the change in TBC, which this is the TBC one, increase the armor bonus of your inner fire spell by 10, 20, or 30%. It's the same in Project Epoch, but there's the additional effect of also increasing the number of charges by 10, 20, or 30 flat. So you can take 30 extra auto attacks before you have to reapply inner fire. So that's just a nice little quality of life buff for the talent, making it less annoying to keep up. Next up, improved divine spirit. So on TBC, we have improved divine spirit here, and we see that there's also, we have a divine spirit as a talent. Oh, that was the update. So in Project Epoch, divine spirit is just a baseline spell that you get for, and you don't have to talent it seems. And then there's an improved divine spirit. But in Project Epoch, divine spirit has just been made baseline a spell, and now instead of improved divine spirit being here, it's simply just the improved effect. So, and on top of that, the improved Divine Spirit has been further improved on Epoch. So improved Divine Spirit, your Divine Spirit and Prayer Spirit spells also increase the target spell damage and healing by an amount equal to 5% of their total spirit. So that was always a nice effect, and it was 5 to 10%. Holy shit, they've buffed this giga. This is insane. So it's 10% for improved DS on TBC, but in this, it's 18 to 36%. Oh, I'm retarded. Okay, I read that wrong. It's still a big change though. It's still a good, huge buff. So I'm sorry, it's not increasing the spell damage and healing effect of Divine Spirit and Prayer Spirit. This is a completely new effect to the talent on Project Epoch where you get 16 or 18 to 36% more spirit from the talent. So like when I cast Divine Spirit, I think it was 30, so you would just add 36% greater effect of that, and then you still get the scaling. So Imp DS is still looking to be a very nice component to have in the raid, especially with the further increase of spirit. And then Pain Suppression. The only difference is in TBC, Pain Suppression is allegedly on row 9. It is. It's way down. Why is it in Narnia? Who put this in Narnia? And how did I miss Power Word Barrier? Pain Suppression has been moved up to where Improved Divine Spirit was, and everyone knows Pain Sup. It's a very, very nice spell. Although the threat reduction for tanks is kind of whack, it's still like using a good disc priest at times their pain suppression for when the tank's about to get giga blumped, or even you can save a raid member. Even like let's say some noob raid member gets a mechanic that does like 90% of their health or something, you could just pain sup them, and one, it'll reduce their threat, so it helps them not pull threat, but they also survive or take way less damage from the mechanic. And then next up, focus power has been updated. So your Mind Blast, Massive Spell, and this is a change. So in TBC, your Smite, Mind Blast, and Massive Spell. Note that it's Smite, not Holy Fire either. Which why? Like fuck you, Blizzard. What the hell is that about? So in Project Epoch they've changed it so it's not your mind. It's not like Smite only. It's now all damaging holy spells have an additional 2 to 4% chance to hit. So that they just updated to include Holy Fire basically, or any other holy spells that they may potentially add to the game or create or that exists that I'm forgetting about. So it's just a nice little quality of life change for DPS Holy Priest. And then finally, replacing Pain Suppression, we've got Power Word Barrier, which it's the Wrath. I think it's in Wrath and Kata, like the big priest AoE zone that you put down when the raid is about to take like a big giga AoE blump attack, and just everyone runs inside of the Power Word Barrier. Chain heals start ripping, circle heals start ripping. So yeah, it creates a barrier around you, absorbing damage dealt to all party members and raid members within it. The barrier lasts for 10 seconds or until it absorbs 3,935 damage, increasing by up to 250% when affecting a large group. So in a rage, it's 250% greater than 395 damage. Legendary. Okay, so now that we've covered this, we'll move on to the Holy Tree. So we've got an updated focused power. In TBC, it's called Healing Focus. Yeah, Healing Focus, but here it's called Holy Focus. Holy shit, that's epic. So in TBC, it gives you a 35-70% chance to avoid interruption caused while casting any healing spell, right? Healing spell, that's a key word here. So you put 2 of these in there, you got a 70% chance to avoid interruption caused by damage while casting any healing spell. This is very nice for healing priests to be able to, like, let's say I'll use Void Reaver as an example, even though it's a TBC fight. He just sits there and kind of does AoE blump damage. You don't want to be getting knocked back all the time, so you'll be able to get like nice casts off, and you'll have a 70% resistance to having your spell cast time reduced. But in Project Epoch, now this extends to affect all holy spells. So heals are all holy spells, but it also affects Smite and it affects Holy Fire. So a very nice quality of change, much welcomed addition for priests. And quite frankly, I already like playing Smite. Like I play some retarded when I do PvP on priests. I play some retarded Holy Fire Smite hybrid shenanigans priest build, and I cast Smite. So this is like this is a nice change if you're gonna be playing with that build. And then next up we got Searing Light. So on TBC, it's down in row 4. Increase the damage of your Smite and Holy Fire spells, but in Epoch, it's row 3. Hold up, is that relevant? I'm gonna do a little theory crafting build here at the end using the discipline tree, because I think having this down here might actually be relevant. It's just been relocated to a more convenient spot. So for the Holy Tree, Inspiration and Improved Healing on Project Epoch, their location has been swapped around. So Improved Healing is now on row 3 instead of row 4. and inspirations on row 4 in Epoch instead of row 3 in TBC. And then finally, the last change they've made is, that's not Lightwell. Lightwell. So far, it's about the same. So in TBC and Epoch, Lightwell still heals for 801 health over 6 seconds. And in TBC, any damage taken will cancel the effect. But in Project Epoch, it's any direct damage taken will cancel the effect. So this won't work for a tank. Like, they won't be able to really utilize the Lightwell. Maybe, nah, they just can't because it's direct damage. But previously in TBC, if you got hit by an AoE effect from the boss, it would cancel a Lightwell heal. But now in Project Epoch, it's only direct damage. And by direct damage, I think that specifies like an auto attack. I don't think like an AoE pulsation, an AoE pulse effect will be considered direct damage. So you'll still have the Lightwell healing you through the mechanic, which is a big quality of life change for Lightwell. And not only that, each member of the raid can only use the Lightwell once. So we've already covered that. So basically what that means is, like, everyone, sometimes people would panic, spam click the Lightwell, take up like half the charges of it or something. So then it's just fucking useless. But now you can only click it once. And it's basically going to be guaranteed, since it doesn't get knocked off due to AoE damage. It's going to be guaranteed to heal you throughout the whole duration. And then finally, Lightwell lasts 180 seconds or for 15 charges. So when 15 members of the raid click the Lightwell, it'll disappear. So overall, good changes. I really like the priest is already a very well designed class. It just needed a little bit of support with the Smite playstyle, even though I guess it doesn't necessarily need to be viable. I think there was like a little bit of support there, but I like the changes that they've done. They've just tuned already existing talents to include things like applying spell hitback reduction to Smite and Holy Fire, as well as giving Holy Fire the hit chance that Smite got, which makes it like, it makes it way easier to do gearing, because like if you're playing Smite Priest, like you want the hit rating on Smite, right? Like, oh sorry, it's here. You want the hit rating on Smite, but if you're playing Holy Priest, you kind of want, like, there's no point in this talent, because if you want to be guaranteed to hit your Holy Fire, then you're gonna have to be hit capped anyway, and then this talent ends up being useless, right? Because then you're over hit capped if you get hit capped through gear for Holy Fire, but then with the extra additional 4% hit, then you're just 4% over. And then if you just get enough for the Smite, then your Holy Fire has a chance of missing. It's 4% lower hit rating on Holy Fire. It's just stupid. So adding Holy Fire to the focus power so it applies to Holy Fire is just a simple change that really helps out the gaming experience. So I just want to see here. I'm just gonna like kind of rush through this. Let's just prophesize like a disc Smite hybrid spec, you know, and Shadow Fiend is baseline, so you will have access to Shadow Fiend. Okay, so I think this might be a shout actually, so we'll take this. So we'd want this if we're playing support. I don't think we need this. We're not pulling threat, no way. Inner focus, sure, why not? Mana regen, that's big. That shit. So we'll get Imp DS for this, the support. We could go pain suppression as well for extra supportage power. I kind of don't know if I like this though. Like, you have to talent Martyrdom to get pain sup, and you didn't have to do that. And I mean, you have to go all the way down obviously, but Martyrdom is like, it's more of like a PvP talent. I guess you could sit, I don't know, but either way. So I'm gonna leave this out for now. We'll see. If we get some extra points, we'll put it in there. So we'll put 5 in here. Okay, I guess you do kind of have a choice between this and this. I don't know, like Master Spell costs so much mana, man. Like, having it, I guess it depends. Maybe you wouldn't really need this. Depends on the fight, how the fights are. Let's go with a pain suppression spec just for even more supportage capabilities. We definitely get Imp DS. We definitely need 5 points in this. So we need 2 points in this. We need all points in this. Don't need this. Don't need that. Okay, we definitely want that. That's just good. This is a wonky talent tree. Sometimes, look, I'll put this in. I can't take points out of here, but if I do this, then I, like, you know what I mean? It's like, so I technically only need 3 points there, and then we can go this, put 5 points this, reduce the cast time of your Smite, Holy Fire, and greater heal spells, get Searing Light, Holy Nova. Is there anything good here? Not really. I mean, we could get like improved Shadow Word Pain. How many talent points do we have left? 5. So we put 2 there. What else would be good? Of course, Holy Reach. We have 1 point left. Where can we put the last point? Is there anything interesting here? Your spell criticals. You know what I mean here, like, could we do this, take some points out of there? Is there anywhere else we can steal some points? 5, then we got 7 here. But I feel like this is better than Force of Will. You know what I mean? Like, we could do this. Now we can't steal any points because it's all... We get paid back anyway by only going 3 there. We have 3 points. I don't know if we're going to make it. No, we can't get it. So we'd have to go Holy to get that. Surge of Light. Your spell criticals have a 25% chance. I don't think you would need that. See, actually, I could foresee this being a decent utility DPS hybrid spec. Like, da-da-da, da-da-da. Put 3 there. Searing Light. Holy Nova. Yeah, fuck that. We don't need any more heals. But I don't know. Do you really want... yeah, never mind. Holy Reach. And then you would just dump the last 2 points. Like, there. You could do that, right? That's like a highly utility... I mean, maybe it's not going to be good, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a highly utility-focused priest spec. You could get hit cap. You can do spell gear, stack spirit. So then you have, like... You got really good shields. Your job is like shielding, pain sup, you bring imp DS, you bring power infusion, power word barrier, like you're very supportive, but you can also dish out some damage with these spells. And also you can throw out greater heals, even though you don't have like greater heal talented for mana cost, you have the mana fiend now. You got some AoE. Like, I don't know, man. I think this could be a shout. It might be garbage, but it's kind of fun to think about. And I guess you could have done this spec in TBC anyway, to be honest, but... Okay, you could kind of just do this either way, but... Hey, you got barriers, so it's like more useful. That's the logic. But in all honesty, it's probably better just committing to being a healer, you know what I mean? Like, you commit this tree to the heals, and then you get rid of all the DPS talents, and you're just a disc healer. But either way, it's fun to think about, and there's a lot of experimentation that can be done with the priest tree. So yeah, I appreciate everyone. Wait, you couldn't get Holy Reach though. That's the thing. So yeah, you can get Holy Reach now with this stupid spec. That's kind of what I was trying to see. And before you wouldn't make it. Wait, would you make it? No, you wouldn't. Okay, so it is complete. You couldn't do the spec in TBC because Searing Light and Holy Reach are for some reason on row 4, but in Epoch they're all. Let's just go. Well, you wouldn't get this because it's useless for Smite. But it's still good for casting heals. But we're not casting heals, we're just shields and utility. Yeah, see, you kind of are awkward here, though. Like, this is all useless now. So now it's just way cleaner. There's nothing you really want here. Maybe you can get, like, improved renew. And then what? Like, then you still have to waste more points on garbage. Like that, like, or something. You know what I mean? And then, there you go. Like, but... I think the Epoch tree is way better for this stupid build. This stupid shit build. Yeah, the Epoch tree is way cleaner. Obviously, you have to waste some points on getting Martyrdom, then get Pain Sup. But you could skip that even, and then go put the last 2 points. I don't know if you even can skip that, but yeah. Either way, people, we need some theory crafters in here. We need some gamers. But thanks for watching. That covers it all. Priest is looking based. It might be a priest angle. Ciao.